Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm Shayla King, a former C-suite executive turned business and life coach. And this is the podcast for leaders who want it all. The promotions, the paychecks, and luxurious amounts of time for the things that matter most. Each week, I'm going to teach you from my performance and happiness formula what it takes to rise to the top without burnout and overwhelm. Work less, make more, and design a life you love. That's what we do in the 5% Club. Let's go. I woke up one morning and my arm was completely frozen. Stress, autoimmune response, my body was done negotiating. The doctor looked at me in the eyes and he said, "Shayla, if you do not slow down, you will die." Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm Shayla King, corporate America's favorite coach. And this is part 2 of the promotion and happiness method, the 3-shift system for becoming a high-performing and happy executive without burning yourself down to get there. In episode 1, I covered shift 1, burning the broken playbook that's kept you stuck. And shift 2, the regulation skill nobody ever puts on the job description, but everyone's evaluating you on. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen first. This one will land even harder in order. And this week, I'm hosting 2 live webinars where we're going to dive even deeper into this topic. So if you're not registered yet, go to shaylaking.com and get registered. Tuesday, August 26th at noon, or Wednesday, August 27th at 6 p.m. Central. Now, today, we're talking about the last piece of the formula, shift 3, protect the asset. When that doctor said those words to me, I was a single mom with 2 little girls, 3 autoimmune diagnoses, and a messy divorce in progress. Slowing down was not an option, so I built a new option. And to my surprise and delight, it worked. It got me to the C-suite by 40, working less and less, making more and more, and never missing a kid's birthday, and getting in the best health of my life. That is shift 3, protect the asset. And you, my friend, are the asset. All right, I want you to picture your house worth $1 million, the asset that your family plans to sell one day and be their retirement plan. You maintain that house. You do the regular checkups. You repair what breaks the moment it breaks. You paint before it peels. You don't wait for the roof to cave in. You protect the value on purpose consistently. Now look at yourself. You are the asset bringing in the income for your family. You are the asset bringing the love, presence, and energy. And you are not maintained like the house. You're not getting the checkups, the repairs, the proactive work. Nobody's painting you, protecting you, renovating you. You are running on empty and calling it commitment. Depleting the asset to save money, avoid inconvenience, or prove you don't need help doesn't work out. If your house needed a repair, you wouldn't wait for it to become a bigger, more expensive problem. Wait until you go to the ER because you have a bladder infection because you didn't even take time to drink enough water and go to the bathroom during the workday. This is literally what happens to my clients, that they work themselves to the bone, just like I did when I got that frozen arm. We have to change our mindset around it. We are not going and going and going until we literally break. We are going to be proactive. You know, I've had women tell me, and these are like the private thoughts, I've had women tell me that they just wanted to get in a small car accident, just long enough that they could be in a hospital bed for a few days with just some Jell-O and a remote and no one needing anything from them. Now, that may sound extreme, but I actually think so many working moms feel that level of pressure and just want some relief. And what I'm going to show you today is that you actually can change the game. But you've got to do those first two steps we worked on last podcast. And you've got to do this third one, which is protect the asset. Protecting the asset has 3 parts. Here they are. Part 1, buy back your time. Let's do the math that nobody says out loud. Stay-at-home wives work 40 hours a week? No. 60, 80, almost around the clock? And now you have those responsibilities, plus we threw a 50-hour-a-week work on top of it. But don't worry, your husband helps with the groceries. Right? For hundreds of years, men built careers with a full-time partner running the house behind them, cooking, driving, managing every appointment, gift, holiday, 80 hours a week unpaid, where they could focus on one job, bringing home the money. Now you're doing that job and you're trying to be that partner in the same 24 hours. This is not you failing to keep up. It's never been done before. At this scale in human history, there is no woman before you who did this exact thing successfully because it did not exist yet. 66% of families are now dual career families for the first time in history. There is more dual career families than single. So I want you to think about this question when you think about your career and what you could do with it. What could you get done if you had a stay-at-home wife? Someone who cooked, drove the kids, handled the school forms, the doctor's appointments, the birthday gifts, got the call when the kid was sick at school, had the emotional conversations with the children when they go through a breakup, did the laundry, did the groceries. You would have hours and hours and hours back and emotional energy back. And you would have a brain that wasn't running 11 tabs at once. Here's what I think is crazy. You can get a promotion and you can buy a truck, a boat. Nobody blinks. People drive over to look at it. They congratulate you. You hire a driver for your kids, a chef, a household manager. Suddenly you're bougie. You think you're better than everyone. You couldn't hack it. You're not like the rest of us anymore. A boat is aspirational. Buying back your time is a character flaw. In whose rule book? And it's not even just the hours, it's the mental load, the invisible labor, the tab that never closes in your brain. Did I sign the form? Do we need milk? Is the permission slip due? Did I text the pediatrician back? That's what actually breaks women. Not one giant thing, 1,000 tiny ones that your brain won't put down. So here's shift 3, part 1 plainly. Buy it back. If I have time in one hand and money in the other, I will give up money all day long to get more time. That's not extravagant. It's good economics. We don't care what other people think. We use our money to design a life we love instead of the life the world says is acceptable to buy. It's a little strange when you say it out loud. A boat is fine. Time to take care of your health or actually be present with your family. That's somehow too much. This week, I want you to pick one recurring task that drains you and costs less than your hourly value and buy it back. Watch what you do with the energy. Part 2, design your physical energy. Real quick, I want to say one more thing because I get a lot of feedback. First of all, the average woman that I work with is in a dual career family, is a senior corporate leader making over $200K. So in these situations, there usually is a way to find money to buy some of this back. If you are not in that situation, or if you are overextended at the moment, or don't have that level of income, I want you to buy it back through people, through exchange. You know, that whole idea that it takes a village? We've become so independent as humans that we don't even know our neighbors' names. And they used to watch our kids for us all the time. So what I want you to think about is, how can I trade some of this off, even if it's free? I give the example that a couple years ago, we stopped getting bus service because there was a shortage of bus drivers in our school district. And so I just found another mom, and I drove odd days and she drove even days. Taking that time to find a mom and ask her, because I know what it's like as a working mom. You're not even meeting the moms at the school because you're not there for pickup and drop off, right? But asking your kids who they like, who lives close, who you can meet, meeting that person, seeing if you trust them, and if it works out, being able to switch off and help each other out. 50% of my drive time was eliminated immediately, and it cost nothing. The only thing it costs, and this is what we're normally too busy for, is we're so busy with the day-to-day that we don't slow down enough to say, wait, where's my biggest bottleneck in my life? Not at work, but in my life. And what can I do to solve that bottleneck? And that's what we do together in the labs. We give you time and space to think about what's working in your life, what you want more of, what's not working that you want to rearrange, or what you want less of. And then you get to make that change. And something as simple as finding a driver for my kid, or helping my kid pick out outfits in the morning, or getting a household manager just to do all of these toddlers' laundry have changed my clients' lives. And I think behind it all, it's letting go of the guilt, letting go of the expectation that if you were productive enough, if you cared about your kids enough, if you were focused enough, this would all just work, and that you are somehow failing. You are not failing, my friend. You are not failing. Men used to have 80 hours a week of support, and you feel bad about hiring 15. We want you to be successful. We want you to be healthy. We want you to have luxurious amounts of time for your family, but also for yourself and for your health. And in order to have that, you have to buy back some time. Make sense? Part 2, design your physical energy. Sleep, movement, regulation, they're not self-improvement projects. They're performance strategy. I now manage 4 different autoimmune diseases, and I run my business in 25 to 30 hours a week by design. Not because I lowered the bar, because I stopped funding my ambition with my health. Your body will eventually make the decision for you that you keep refusing to make. And I'd rather make it happen on purpose. Part 3, design joy in. Fun is not the reward for finishing. It's part of what makes everything else sustainable. Every January, I design 10 epic adventures into my year. They're calendared, they're protected, they're non-negotiable. My life runs in thirds. I have a third for my business, a third for my family, and a third for me, my health, my husband, friends, and fun. It's not indulgent, it's an operating system. And I know we only have one life. So why would I not design it the way that I want? And all of this, I know at first seems so far away, like so unrealistic. And you get in the lab, and week by week, we take out barriers, and we have this conversation, and you realize how much choice you have in your life, what is all possible, what you can do, and how you can react differently. And it's so beautiful to watch my clients by week 2 feel so much lighter, have actual time back in their schedule, to not work a weekend for the first time and not feel guilty, to be in the moment with their child, and to set a bunch of stuff down that was never theirs to carry. The goal is not to have a week vacation where you escape your life. The goal is to build one where day to day you love it and it's worth staying in. Not after retirement, not after the kids graduate, but during the climb. We're going to love the whole climb, and we're going to love it when we get there. So there it is, the promotion and happiness method. Shift 1, burn the broken playbook. We don't care what Cindy wants us to do. And essentialism is an executive skill. Shift 2, regulation is the real executive skill. Calm, clear, and steady under pressure. And shift 3, protect the asset, your time, your energy, your joy. Protect it on purpose. Performance and happiness are not opposites. The women who have both are not sacrificing more. They designed it all differently. You now know the formula, and knowing it and living it are 2 different things. So let's talk about living it. The Performance and Happiness Lab is my flagship group coaching program for senior female leaders, director, VP, C-suite, that are earning $200K or more. And it's built on 4 pillars: results, relationships, rituals, and mindset. It has weekly coaching, a cohort of women that are at your level, and the full system behind everything I taught you in these 2 episodes. Enrollment opens August 26th and runs through September 2nd or until we're full, whichever comes first. As of right now, we have 5 seats left. The investment, if your company pays, is $10,000, and it's exactly what your development budget exists for. Oftentimes, they don't promote it, but you have to ask for it. And if you're paying personally, I cut it in half, $5,000 with a payment plan available, because I want to honor the women who are ready to take control of their own careers and their own happiness. If you want to talk one-on-one, you can book a decision call with me at shaylaking.com/phlab. We'll talk exactly about your situation, and I'll be completely honest with you on whether or not the lab is the right next step for you. But join us this week at the free live training. I'm calling it the Promotion and Happiness Method. And you can join us Tuesday, August 26th at noon or Wednesday, August 27th at 6 p.m. If you have any questions, you can always email my team as well, support@evolve-career.com. So you can register for the webinar at shaylaking.com. And friends, I just want you to know it is possible to live your ambition, to live your dreams, to have a career that makes you so proud, to blow your own damn mind with what's possible without the sacrifice. They want us to be a supporting character. It's designed to be hard. It doesn't have to be. We're going to only choose the good hard, like trying big things and failing and seeing who we can become. But we're not going to choose the hard that is caring what Garrett at work thinks about me. We're not going to choose the hard like letting down another person because we said no to their request. We're going to intentionally build the life we want together. Join us in the lab and let's blow your mind with what's possible. See you soon. Thanks for joining me in the 5% Club today. If you're ready to make more, work less, and design a life you love, then go to shaylaking.com and join the waitlist. You'll be the first to know when there's openings to work with me in one-on-one coaching or the Performance and Happiness Lab, my group container where you will learn to be a high-performing, highly paid executive who loves your whole life. I'll see you there.